Hey guys, Zach Logo here, and welcome back to a brand new video, and today we are continuing right where we last left off in Danganronpa Despair. In this episode, we're finishing this chapter. In this episode, we're going to be finishing chapter 4, going through the fourth class trial. We're going to figure out who the frick set up this murder plan, get him out of here, and see what let's have a new bad word in my mind. I won't be pleased by this. Let me say right away. I'm used to insults and stuff. There's no way I'll get hurt by a mere word. I mean, it's such a fat ugly. You're going straight for next. Like, it's fatly, huh? That's not it. That's not it at all. Stupid, fat, and ugly. Perfect jet stream. I can put my all three of these words. Nah, it's too fat.
Okay, everyone, all together now! Mon ami is a serious stupfatly.
Okay, can I go into the class trial now? Thank you. I don't care about any of this junk. I want to go into the class trial. Reopen.
Hello! I hope your day is well.
It's actually 10 p.m. right now, so it's nighttime. It's not day.
I'm trying to force myself to be more energetic, or else my mental state won't be able to keep up. My heart's thumping like crazy. I might as well have a laid-back, so what attitude and go ahead with high energy. Yeehaw! But be careful that your batteries don't run out for various reasons. And just like I say each time, don't forget to save frequently.
Man, okay, class trial time now. Who's the killer? I don't freaking know. It is we done.
I never expected the funhouse itself to be the ultimate weapon. Oh well, let's just press on ahead. Is it really alright to accept a situation so easily?
Yeah, it's the truth. So it's like, yeah, okay, weird truth, but okay, I'll accept it. Let's move on.
I mean, that's not what's important. The thing that's really important is the killer who used the building structure. Like, who's Mekumaru's murderer?
But is it really okay to believe the building is the weapon? Nagito said it, you know.
And everything he said so far has been 100% correct, so yeah, let's trust him.
There's no way I'd lie at such an important moment. I don't want to die either.
What happened to the bastard who kept saying how much they didn't mind dying?
He's right. There was a time when I thought I could become a stepping stone for your hopes, but I will sincerely retract that remark.
Retract?
I'm disappointed too, you know. If this was a murder for the sake of hope, I'd happily sacrifice myself.
You say such falsehoods, per usual. There is no such thing as murder for the sake of hope. Murder is simply murder. Forcibly sacrificing others for one's own desires. Even one as diabolical as I would avoid such actions.
I see.
It's fine. Let's just leave him alone and find out who killed Coach Nekomaru as fast as we can. Just so you know, it's not like I'm getting hungry or anything, you know.
Akane! You were drooling waterfalls?
Nagito as usual, I can't tell what he's thinking. I have no idea if he's serious or not.
Anyway, if the killer used the building structure, why don't we think about how they used it?
How they killed Nekomaru.
I think I already know that.
It might be better if we clarify the cause of death first, don't you think?
Nekomaru's cause of death, huh? Probably damage is if he was beating senseless with a blunt object. If he was beaten with a blunt object, it wouldn't be a kill that utilized the building structure. So it was Nekomaru's cause of death that also utilized the building structure. On.
I see! That's it. I think he might have died from falling.
Died from falling?
If the funhouse's secret is that it's a structure where both towers and houses are vertically connected, then the killer made use of its height and caused Nekomaru to die from falling.
Are you saying they pushed him off? Where'd they push him off from?
That I don't know yet.
Don't just make things up when you don't know the method. Where in that building would you even be able to push someone off in the first place?
Don't push him off.
It might be possible in the tower. You could push him off the 4th floor when the elevator is on the 1st floor.
No, you cannot, because when the floor isn't there, the door doesn't open.
Did you forget how the elevator functions? When it's on the first floor, the door on the fourth floor won't open.
Saying he died from falling is truly incorrect. You should burn in the flames of hell.
But my gut is going crazy right now.
Nekomaru died from falling. Where did the killer shove Nekomaru from? I'm going to reach the truth behind this incident. I need to solve the mystery next. Would shove him days in the seatbelt, tie him up to the door handle, then call it the bone to the floor with him. Good night, Don. Thank you. Good night, Don.
When the elevator is on the first floor, you can't go through the door on the fourth floor.
It'd be impossible to shove off the victim from up there.
Then, how about this? After locking Nekomaru inside the elevator, they moved the elevator from the fourth floor to the first floor and made use of the drop.
Hold on! Did you forget the elevator has a sensor? As long as there's a moving object inside.
There you go.
No, that's wrong!
Correct, buddy. You're wrong.
That sensor should only work if something is moving.
If something isn't moving, it's perfectly fine.
If Nekomaru wasn't moving inside, the elevator sensor wouldn't have detected anything.
Could it be his sleep mode?
When Nekomaru's goodnight button is pressed, all of his functions shut down, and he enters sleep mode. If he's in sleep mode, the elevator sensor wouldn't have noticed him, right?
I see. So that's how...
However, even if they moved the elevator in that manner, Nekomaru would have just moved along with it.
No. Unless they tied him with the wire to the door handle.
There would have been no drop for him to fall and die from. Yes?
That's what I was about to explain before Kazuichi interrupted me. Silence, pest!
Now you're calling me a pest?
When you create the drop inside the elevator while Nekomaru was still in it. Jackie seems to have an idea, but what way could it be? I already know. I know all of this. I just need to know who the killer is, and then we do it's wire. It's wire. It could be broken doorknob too, then we do wire. It's either one of them two.
If you arrange it a certain way, you can cause the drop within the elevator.
So you're telling us all to think about the arrangement, right?
That arrangement is... The hammer is suspicious.
Isn't it about time we went over the killer again?
What about the oil on the floor?
The doorknob on the floor seems suspicious.
How about we all shut up and listen to what Chiaki has to say?
Silence, pest!
Don't be so cool. What if I start to enjoy it?
It was the doorknob. Okay. Speed it through.
If you arrange it, you can cause the drop.
So you're telling us to think about the arrangement.
That arrangement... The hammer is suspicious.
Isn't it about time we went over...
What about the oil on the floor?
The doorknob on the floor seems suspicious.
No.
If you arrange it a certain way, you can cause the drop within the elevator.
So you're telling to think about the arrangement.
That arrangement... The hammer is suspicious. Isn't it about time...
What about the oil on the floor?
The doorknob on the floor seems...
There we go.
I agree with that.
Just chose the wrong truth bullet. Okay, we good. We all good.
Didn't the doorknob have scrape marks on it? That might have been where it got scraped by the wire.
Is that the same wire that was tied around Nekomaru?
The tip of that wire was tied into a loop. If the elevator moved while that loop part hung from the doorknob...
If they did something like that, he would have been suspended in midair. That's right. He was suspended in midair. Huh? The killer tied up Nekomaru with the wire while he was in sleep mode, tied the tip of the wire into a knot, and hung it on the doorknob to the fourth floor. With that, they moved the elevator from the fourth floor to the first floor of Grape Tower and suspended Nekomaru in midair.
That's right! He was so well hung! Kinda like...
You better not finish that sentence!
The killer took advantage of the elevator's unique feature. Only the floor moved. By doing that, they created a drop so Nekomaru could fall to his death.
Too easy.
What do you have to say?
So what if they created a drop? There's no way you can make him fall and die with just that.
Well, that's what he's so drop. Not only that, but you also make contact with the killer.
Why? If Nekomaru is suspended in midair like that, then how do you get him to fall?
He wakes up and gets freaking scared. And then breaks the doorknob from shaking too much and then
Because if he's suspended in midair, he won't die if he doesn't actually fall.
freaking missing. I knew one of these was going up. Broken door knob.
Even if they suspended Nekomaru, how would they make him fall? There's no one in the tower to push him off. There's no way they could do that.
Well, I'm good.
It doesn't mean someone had to push him off. It's possible that he fell on his own.
What? Nekomaru fell on his own?
I can't use that as a case.
Nekomaru should have still been in sleep mode, right?
Yes.
If he was sleeping, there's no way he could do that to him. Now's the time if you want to, but in that case, you still won't be able to explain the drop. Moving the elevator with Nekomaru inside is just impossible. End of story. What? Nekomaru fell on his own?
This? No. Okay, got it.
Crap! What?
Or it's the one
Nekomaru fell on his own? Nekomaru should have still been in sleep mode, right?
Is this clock?
Crap!
I don't know.
What? Nekomaru fell on his own?
Clock, not wire.
Nekomaru should have still been in sleep
I don't care
mode,
if I
right?
failed here. I just know
If he was sleeping, there's no way he could do that to himself. Now's the time if you want to take back that sleep mode, but in that case, you still won't be able to explain that moving the elevator with Nekomaru is just impossible. End of story.
I don't know which one. So I'm gonna try the timer.
What? Nekomaru fell on his own?
No, let's try the next one. Next one.
What? Nekomaru, if he was sleeping, there's no way he could do that. Now's but in that, you still won't be able to explain the drop. Damn it! Even if they suspended Nekomaru from how would they make him fall? There's no one in the tower to push him off. There's no way they could do that.
It doesn't mean someone it's possible that he...
What? Nekomaru should have still been in sleep.
There we go.
Allow me to cut through those words.
I knew it was one of those. It was one of those two. I just didn't know which freaking truthful.
What do you think would happen if Nekomaru woke up while he was suspended upside down in midair?
What are you saying? Like, how would he even wake up?
He has an alarm inside his body. As long as it was armed, it would have deactivated his sleep mode. Which means the killer set the alarm before they suspended Nekomaru.
You woke up from an alarm and realized you were hanging upside down and had no clue why. If something like that happened to you, you would start panicking a lot, right? Instinctively, your body would start moving. Nekomaru probably did exactly that.
And then, in order to make it fall from the force he was generating, the wire was hung on the tip of the doorknob so it would easily slip off. In actuality, the scrape marks caused by the wire were near the tip of the doorknob, right?
But Nekomaru didn't fall because the wire came off, right?
He fell because the entire doorknob came off.
When Nekomaru awoke, he must have struggled much more than expected, which caused the doorknob to break off.
Was that unexpected for the killer too?
Well, that's probably it. If they knew it'd leave behind evidence like that, they would have at least tried to do something to cover it up.
They could have expected the doorknob to come off. The reason that even happened was because... Oh, because he kind of... because he already kind of fricked up the thing? Because he already freaking, like, shook it? I forget what it was. That's the clue Nekomaru left for us to
I
find.
see. So that's how Nekomaru fell to his death.
Do you finally understand now?
But now we understand the layout of the funhouse. We understand how he got killed. Now, who's the killer? Now, who's the killer?
Yeah. It appears it's just as Miss Sonia said. I'm just a pest. No, I'm not just a pest. I'm a total fucking pig. Isn't that right, Miss Sonia? If I'm a fucking pig, you can say so!
No, I believe you gave your all.
Hey! Why aren't you teasing me anymore? This guy. He gets off on this.
So thanks to that alarm, Nekomaru ended up falling while he was still hanging upside down. That doesn't mean he just crashed straight into the floor. Of course, you know that too, right?
Doesn't mean Nekomaru crashed straight into the floor. When Nekomaru fell to the floor, the only thing I can think of that happened to him is he collided with the floor.
I see!
When Nekomaru fell to the floor, he ended up colliding with the pillar. Isn't that it?
Finally, the pillar!
So that's how the pillar shattered, and why oil was spilled all over the place.
See, I told you the pillar was the weapon. My gut was totally right.
Well, the pillar was a bonus. It's not even clear if the killer intended that, or if it was just a coincidence.
At this point, it is quite difficult to find a clue that will lead to the killer.
Then what about the alarm? I'm positive the alarm was set for 7:30 a.m. And if we map it out from there...
Hold on, baby gangsta.
Stop calling me baby gangsta!
What'd you just say? Did you say the alarm was set for 7:30 a.m.?
You didn't check it yourself? Nekomaru's alarm was set for 7:30 a.m.
Nah, that's impossible. Because even though I slept in a little, I still got to the tower at 7 in the morning.
Now that you mention it, so did I. There was no way I could be late for Monokuma Tai Chi, so I left for Grape Tower before 7 a.m.
And if we found Nekomaru's body there, it would have been before the 7:30 a.m. alarm went off.
It appears yet another contradiction has been birthed. How were you able to discover Nekomaru died at 7:30 a.m. when you went to the tower at 7?
He's not saying that he died at 7:30. He's saying that's what the alarm was set for. It's an alarm. I bet you Nekomaru set that alarm beforehand. Or maybe the killer set it after they killed him. But instead, he's like, oh no, you think this.
That's what I want to know!
Mister, I don't understand. Seriously, it's just one after another. You can't choke up at a time like this. It's a little more and I'll be able to reach the truth. It'd definitely be a clue to break through this contradiction. Okay, well, okay, I'll find the clue. Let me just search through my 15 truth bolts real quick. Hold up. Radio clock? Oh, okay. It's a wall clock. Try to use this alarm clock to recover some sleep mode. The clock was stopped at around 7:30. The alarm was set to 7:30 as well. What about radio clock? I don't know how to take the radio. Okay, I think it's just...
We headed for Grape Tower.
The killer could have said
before 7 a.m., I am certain.
But the alarm inside Nekomaru's chest was set for 7:30 a.m.
Nekomaru died because of that alarm, right?
His time of death and the time the body was discovered. One of those must be an illusion.
The killer probably did some tampering. They probably messed with the clock inside Nekomaru's chest. That's gotta be it!
What do I do? I'm gonna put Nekomaru's death night at 7:30, but we discovered his body before 7. The perfect impossible is happening when we break through contradiction. What do I do? I don't know what to do. I'm running low on health. I don't want to freaking get my health like this. What do I do?
We headed for Grape before 7 a.m.
But the alarm inside was set for 7. Nekomaru died.
His time of death and one of those must...
Killer probably did some... They probably messed with the clock inside Nekomaru's chest.
No, I'm gonna try the other thing.
We headed for Grape Tower before 7 a.m.
But the alarm inside was set for 7. Nekomaru died.
His time of death and one of those must be an...
The killer probably did some... They probably messed with the clock inside Nekomaru.
No, that's wrong.
Right. I did not think that was right, but I tried it just in case, and it was right.
No, the clock inside his chest was a radio clock, so it would have been impossible to mess with.
So you're saying there's no way the killer could have tampered with a clock?
Maybe the clock Miss Sonia saw was the one that got tampered with.
The clock inside Grape House?
No, I checked all the clocks inside the funhouse.
Oh, that's what I asked you to do. So you really listened to me and checked all—
And because of that, I can confidently declare that all the clocks had the same time displayed.
If there's no possibility that the time was tampered with, then we must doubt that human's testimony.
Please believe me, we are not lying.
Then maybe it's a misunderstanding?
I never misunderstand. I'll crush you into dog.
Kind of a contradiction. I don't think I actually doubt the testimonies. I'm thinking that's what was done, but what was it? Definitely was something. Maybe we're misunderstanding something. I think if we focus on it, we'll find the answer to that mystery. And you know what time it is. Time for more watching, guys. Okay, okay. I don't have that much life, so I'm gonna try not to crash into everything I see, and then hopefully I don't die. Others misunderstand. I'm in the building with the killer is what the time in the building. No, we don't think it's what the killer is. It's the time. Yep. That's it. Yep. Oh, I almost just fucking died there. I almost just fell off. Make that jump, and but Jesus, this game's making me make freaking impossible jumps. This might be the question, so I'm gonna slow down. Yep. Which clock was tampered with? Martin Ray clock? The building's clocks, yes. The real clock can't really get messed with, so I'm gonna say the building's clock. If this isn't it, it's both. Got it. I couldn't get over in time. Get over there. So now, final question. Which house had the wrong time? Strawberry House, Strawberry House. Is it just Strawberry House? Because that's where the killer tampered? If it's not Strawberry House, it's both. Ooh, guys, both. I was thinking it could be Strawberry House because that's where the killer had tampered with that 1 o'clock, but no. Cool. And now we done.
It's all coming together.
It's all coming together. Almost ran out of health. All is coming together.
You said you checked all the clocks inside the building. Isn't that right for you, Hiko?
Yeah, none of the clocks had the wrong time.
But what if all those clocks had been messed with?
What? All the clocks?
So even if you checked all the clocks inside the building, there's no way you'd have noticed it.
I see. So the killer messed with the time inside the whole building by changing all the clocks.
So that's what it was. There's no way I would have noticed that.
This is truly fantastic!
Now's not the time to be pleased. More importantly, how much was the time off?
She's right, that's the main problem. Can you clarify how much time was off after the killer messed with the clocks? That's definitely the next mystery. I'm going to reach the truth in one go. Sure about that? One go? You sure?
It could...
Let me re-look at their accounts. Okay, I heard a wrong. Okay, that's the sound that we heard. Usually he goes this. So Nekomaru.
Then we can only rely on Nekomaru's radio clock. The time of death.
Oh,
It's clearly 7:30 a.m.
no.
The problem is, what time would 7:30 be? In our time.
Are there any clues that can be used to narrow that down? If only I heard the sound when he fell.
There you go.
I agree with that.
That's right. We should have heard the sound he made when he fell. Wasn't it that rumbling noise?
Rumbling? I thought it was just an earthquake, so I went back to sleep. Was that the sound from when Nekomaru fell?
Well, a huge body fell from the 4th floor to the 1st, and the pillar fell with it. It's obvious we'd hear the impact sound.
We heard that noise too.
It was when we were gathered at the Strawberry House Lounge. What is it, Sonia?
Oh, well, that sound everyone heard? I did not hear it at all.
Huh?
You probably didn't hear it because you were sleeping.
I could not sleep at all. I was awake the whole night with hunger pangs.
There's nothing to worry about. What's important is that rumbling noise anyway.
If we use that rumbling sound as a reference, we might be able to figure out how much our time was off.
I heard that sound probably around 5:30 in the morning.
Huh? You can tell?
I instantly woke up and left my room. And that's when I saw the clock in the lounge.
Excellent work, Akane.
The rumbling sound was around 5:30. It's like the answer how much our time was off. It is off by 2 hours.
I see!
Okay, there we go.
Nekomaru's alarm went off at 7:30. And if we heard the sound of his impact at 5:30, that means our time was off by 2 hours.
2 hours? That much?
We were starving pretty badly. There's no way we would have noticed.
So you're telling me when we woke up at 7 a.m. Oh no, that was the same time I expected to work, but that time was at 7 a.m. The next day when we woke up at 7 a.m., we really woke up at 5 a.m.
Plus, the funhouse has no windows. And there weren't any Monokuma announcements either.
However, for what reason did the killer alter our perception of time?
The reason is obvious. So they can lure out just Nekomaru.
We're out only Nekomaru.
If you messed with the clocks and used a specific thing, you definitely get Nekomaru to the tower alone. From there, the killer's plan was a splendid success. That's all it means.
Besides mentioned at the time, the killer also used a specific thing. They were trying to lure out only Nekomaru and a specific thing. The rumbling noise. The box alarm. No. This?
I see!
There.
That's it! The killer made use of the Monokuma Tai Chi activity in
This
the
is the worst I've ever done in any Danganronpa class trial. My health is very low.
How did they use it?
We were required to go to Great Tower every morning at 7 a.m. for that activity, right? But if they mess with all the clocks inside the building, what would that do to us?
We wouldn't be able to attend on time. That wouldn't affect Nekomaru. His radio clock had the exact time.
That's right. In doing so, the killer was able to lure him to the tower by himself at the precise time.
And when I witnessed Nekomaru early in the morning...
If I recall, you witnessed Nekomaru around 5 a.m. And if that time was also 2 hours off, it should have been 7 a.m. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Okay.
At that time, he was heading over to Monokuma Tai Chi, right on schedule.
I see. Now that I think about it, I realize what Monokuma meant when he said those words.
Too early! He didn't even ask you yet!
So what was it? Oh, because we were 2 hours too late. Okay.
When you said everyone, you were including us, right? We thought we came to the tower on time, but in truth, it was way past the meeting time.
Ah, jeez! That's, well, how should I put it? What was it? You know, tripping over a foot, or something like that.
Are you talking about tripping over someone else's fault?
Wrong! Too bad!
Liar! I'm right!
That's not it! It's incorrect!
That's definitely the—
Let's just ignore the peanut gallery. Now that we've found out how the killer lured Nekomaru, the number of suspects has drastically decreased.
Hey, why would that decrease the number of suspects? Don't be a friggin' liar!
You'll know I'm not lying when you listen to what Fuyuhiko's going to say next.
Huh? What the hell do you mean?
You witnessed Nekomaru going toward the tower. Did something else happen after that?
Are you talking about that alarm?
Alarm?
A little while after I witnessed Nekomaru, the clock in the Strawberry House lounge started going off. Plus, it was just before that rumbling sound occurred. If Nekomaru died when the rumble happened, then whoever doesn't have an alibi at the time is the prime suspect.
No. Because when that happened, the killer didn't have to be there. That doesn't make any sense.
Really? Was there anyone who didn't have an alibi at that time?
Remember now. The sound was so loud I couldn't help bolting from my room. But there was one guy who never left the lounge. We were both on the same floor. It's pretty weird that bastard never came out of his guest room.
Which means that person does not have an alibi for when Nekomaru fell?
Who is it? Who's the bastard?
Who doesn't have an alibi at that time, right? Are they trying to have me pick Nagito? Because for that time, when everybody met up there, it was Fuyuhiko, Kazuichi, and Gundam. The only person there is Nagito.
You're the only one! The one who wasn't there. It's you, right, Nagito?
That's right. Nagito wasn't there. It was just me, Gundam, and Fuyuhiko.
You didn't come out, even though the alarm was going off like crazy. You weren't in your room, were you?
If that's the case, where were you?
Please, say something!
If you don't hurry up and answer, I'm gonna suicide dive you!
If I may be frank, even if I wanted to go to the lounge, I couldn't.
You couldn't? What do you mean?
It's merely the foolish talk of the weak.
Not only did I not hear the alarm, I never even heard that rumbling sound.
You're definitely fucking lying.
However, that is also true for me. It is obvious that I did not hear the alarm in Strawberry House, but I did not hear the rumbling sound either. Is that not strange? I mean, everyone else heard it.
To be honest, it's not just them. The same goes for me too.
So you're not just saying that.
I was in a pretty deep sleep, so I thought that's why I couldn't hear it. But it wasn't that. I probably couldn't hear it at all.
It's because they all have the luxury rooms, and the luxury rooms probably have soundproof rooms, so you don't hear any noise that's outside the room.
Couldn't hear it? What does that mean?
You still don't know? Think about what the three of us who didn't hear a sound have in common, and I'm sure you'll figure it out.
Just the luxury rooms? Yes. Is it luxury room or deluxe room? Check it. Deluxe room. Crazy there, it was getting too much. Okay, so then everybody was in the deluxe room. It's
Nagito, Sonia, and Chiaki. The three of you were staying in deluxe room, right? If I recall, the deluxe rooms are...
The deluxe room is soundproof. Yep.
the reason we could not hear the rumbling noise?
That's right. It was because the deluxe rooms have superior sound insulation. You actually noticed that. Nice catch, Hajime. Are you using your ultimate reserve corps student talent? Now then, you guys must understand by now, right? The true identity of Nekomaru's killer.
Hold on a sec! Why does that lead to who the killer is?
Why? Well, that fact just now is a very important clue, and a decisive factor in identifying the killer.
Decisive factor?
I know. First things first, I was right about it being Gundam. I was correct. Here's why. There's 4 people who have the deluxe rooms. Nagito, Sonia, Chiaki, and Gundam. Nagito, Sonia, and Chiaki couldn't hear the noise. Because, like, they have the sound insulation rooms. But then why was Gundam there by the alarm? Because if his room had sound insulation, he wouldn't have heard the alarm. In which his room did have sound insulation. Why did Gundam hear it? Because he was already up, doing his little plan on killing frickin' Nekomaru. Got it. I feel like I understand what Nagito means. The core among us. The core murder Nekomaru. It is Gundam. Okay? That's that.
You're the only one!
There we go, I was correct. Exactly correct.
Gundam, there's something I want to ask you. When the alarm rang at the Strawberry House Lounge, you rushed over there too, right?
What's wrong with that? If the bell of catastrophe rings throughout the night, it is the universe's providence to stop it.
Why were you able to hear it?
Hear what?
I mean, you were also staying in a deluxe room, right?
Exactly.
Nagito was staying in a deluxe room in the same house on the same floor, and he couldn't even hear it. So why were you able to hear that alarm?
Now that you mention it...
Gundam?
There is only one possibility. You weren't in your room at the time. That's why, even though you were staying in a deluxe room, you still went to the lounge. Am I right?
Gundam, you have some sort of explanation, right?
Gundam probably couldn't return to his room because of Fuyuhiko.
Me?
After you saw Nekomaru heading to the tower, you stayed at the lounge for a while. Am I correct? Until the moment that alarm started ringing, right? If you were in the lounge for that long, the killer who had left earlier obviously wouldn't be able to go back.
Even though Nekomaru's murder was a death trap that utilized the alarm in his chest, the killer still needed to prepare the murder in advance.
Like putting Nekomaru in sleep mode and tying him up with a wire.
In order to do that, the killer needed to be waiting for Nekomaru at the tower. Which means when Fuyuhiko witnessed Nekomaru, the killer was already at the tower.
And once they tried to go back, they couldn't because Fuyuhiko was at the lounge.
In their original plan, the killer should have returned to their room before the alarm in the lounge went off. And they were supposed to stay in their room. They weren't planning to come out and go to the lounge.
Which means they wouldn't have heard the alarm or the rumbling sound, thus proving they were in the room, just like us.
The best case scenario would have been if those two in the lounge had gone to check the deluxe rooms. After all, if they personally saw the killer sleeping in their room, it gives the killer a stronger alibi. Unfortunately, they failed to secure that alibi.
I was in the lounge.
So the killer couldn't go back to their room, and ended up hearing the lounge's alarm.
Exactly, this is going on because we're doing
But
great
why'd
right
you
now.
come out? You should have hid till the excitement died down.
If Gundam tried to hide, and if those two went to his room to check on him, he would have been found out. That would have been the worst possible outcome. That's why he couldn't just stay hidden.
If those two had just checked the deluxe rooms as planned, that would have been ideal, but how ironic. The moment Fuyuhiko set foot in the lounge, your plan was doomed.
Gundam? Please, can you at least say something?
Answer me this, including myself in my 4 dark devas of destruction. How many ears do we possess? Huh? The answer is 10. That's right, I possess 10 ears. That means I have 5 times the hearing of a normal human. The soundproof system here may as well not exist.
That's the reason you're going. I'm sorry, but you're going to take a very painful death of 5 times.
Is that your argument?
You bastard! Do you understand the situation you're in right now?
Do not panic. The truth shall now commence. At the time, I left my room to go to the bathroom. By coincidence, I heard the alarm.
What a coincidence.
That's right. That's all it was. The world is always so simple.
Are you saying it was just a coincidence? Isn't that timing a little too perfect?
Yeah, now we would.
And yet, I'm being suspected by all of you. It seems it was actually horrible timing on my part.
I see. You're still holding out. Well, you don't have to admit it. We're going to decide who the killer is with the majority vote anyway. So, why don't we just go ahead and start voting? It's obvious that Gundam is the killer.
Let me do my closing argument, and then we can vote.
Hold on a sec.
You know, Hajime, this class trial, this killing, it's merely the opening act, you know.
Hey! What do you mean the class trial is just the opening act?
Perhaps I should say, it's just a farce. Just a boring farce. So boring, so stressful. I'm so painfully bored that I might develop stomach ulcers. Seriously. Let's just hurry up and finish this before I collapse from poor health.
Nagito, something definitely happened to you, didn't it? At some point during the investigation, your behavior became even weirder. What actually happened? Did you discover something?
Well, let's just leave that fun for later. And finish this opening act already.
You said opening act again!
Please hold on! We have yet to hear Gundam's rebuttal!
But he's completely shut up. Perhaps he can't argue anymore.
Gundam!
I was simply at a loss for words after being dumbfounded by your pathetic assumption. In fact, I shall deny the very basis. Your assumption has been wrong since the beginning.
Since the beginning?
Based on your assumption, I hung Nekomaru from the 4th floor of the tower and made the floor descend to the 1st floor. From there, after returning to Strawberry House, I was present when the alarm at the lounge went off, correct? Although going to and fro is busy enough as it is, how would I be able to travel between both houses anyway?
Elevator.
I see. The contact elevator was broken.
After he got done traveling there, he broke the elevator.
As I recall, the killer tampered with the Grape House control panel, which shut down the elevator. Plus, the stopped elevator should have been facing the Grape House side.
He got there because he completed the final bedroom, which means he would then have full access to go from both houses. Nagito even said that. When he finished the final dead game and won, he had complete access to go to either house whenever he wanted. Didn't even need the elevator.
If so, the human who used the elevator would have left it at Grape House.
Gundam, you're not the smartest.
For these reasons, it's an indisputable fact that the killer destroyed the elevator at Grape House.
No.
And what's wrong with that?
If the elevator was broken at Grape House, you wouldn't be able to return to Strawberry House.
However, I was already at Strawberry House. I was present when the alarm in the lounge started ringing, which means your assumption is clearly wrong.
Are you serious? And here I thought it's already been decided.
Have
you learned your lesson, pitiful humans? You cannot overcome this contradiction.
It's wrong. Everything is obviously wrong. That's when a contradiction is wrong. No such thing as a contradiction that can't be overcome. I thought maybe this was more timing thing about it. Definitely. No. wall clock. Contact elevator.
That elevator.
What about the contact elevator? Let me see this. Used to move between both houses and break on the line with the phone broken in the house at the left of the great. Let's see what the options are about.
The only means of travel between the two houses. As long as that elevator was broken, your assumption collapses.
Plus, the elevator was broken at Grape House.
If the killer cannot return to Strawberry House,
Since I was at Strawberry House at that time, there's no question that the following crime is impossible.
It would have been different if they had an accomplice.
Or if there was a secret passageway.
How much longer do you plan to lecture me? Why don't we stop this already?
I know what it is, I know what it is. I know what it is. It's the secret passageway.
That
Pick it
elevator,
up,
the
throw
only
it
means
at-
of travel
the only
between.
means
As
of
long as that your
Yes, I got
assumption.
it.
Plus, the elevator broken
know
at
that's
Grape
exactly
House.
if the killer cannot
Since I was at there's no question that the.
It would have been different if they had an accomplice.
Or if there was a secret passageway.
How much longer? Why don't we stop this already?
Oh, it stopped us already by getting you the frick out of here.
That elevator was the only means of travel between.
Here we go.
No, that's wrong!
Gotcha.
No, there should have been another way to move between the two houses without the elevator.
Such a method does not exist.
Does exist.
Then why don't we ask the person who actually used that method?
You're the only one!
Nagito, you should know.
What are you talking about?
Don't play dumb. You appeared so suddenly that one time because you used that method, right? There's a secret passage connecting the first floor of Strawberry House to the third floor of Grape House. Isn't that right?
Jeez. Once again, I let the reserve course show up. But you're right. There's a door on the floor of the Octagon, which is on the first floor of Strawberry House. After I opened the door and went down, surprise, surprise! I ended up in the Monokuma archive, which...
Meaning, the third floor and the fourth floor are actually connected.
Plus, once you've cleared the final dead room once, you can pass through it as many times as you want.
If they used that secret passage, they could have gone between the two houses as much as they wanted.
Infinity Unlimited Flame!
Okay, what's your reason?
However, what if the killer was unaware of the existence of the final dead room?
Monokuma brought up the first day we came to this.
There's no way they didn't know.
That is merely an illusion you have fabricated from your own suspicion. If you value your life, you should stop with your scrutiny.
There's no way I can stop.
Did you say? Don't make me angry. You wouldn't like me when I'm angry.
Okay, what are we doing now? Where can I find four, five, talk on real talk? I don't know. Let me just see what the options are.
Even if the turbid box doesn't exist, you could travel through multiple planes, provided you use a spacious wormhole. However, how frail I say! Your decayed illusion. Shall I feed you to the progeny of vile deities?
I can't back down!
Here we go.
I already proved the secret passage exists. The secret passage was at the Octagon.
Know the limits of your own reasoning! You say the killer went to the Octagon? Don't bark, you cur! If you don't want to drown in the maelstrom of blind confusion, at least pray to the key which dwells in the light! Know the limits of your own reasoning! You say the killer went to the Octagon? Don't bark, you cur! If you don't want to drown in the maelstrom...
Allow me to cut through those
Wire
words!
wasn't anywhere. So where'd the wire come from? The octagon.
The wire used to string up Nekomaru's body, the hammer that looked like the weapon, and the chain on the door in the tower. Those are all the items that weren't in Funhouse. Where did the killer obtain them?
The only place I can think of is the octagon.
Yep.
There were various weapons and tools there.
Since those items were used in the crime, there's no doubt that the killer went to the octagon.
If that's the case, they obviously know about the secret passage too, right?
It seems this is the end. Normally we'd end up listening to Hajime lecture us with a very long summary of the case. But there's no reason to waste any more time on this opening act. So I'm going to end this right now.
Hey, what are you...
First of all, by messing with all the clocks in the building, Gundam tried to lure only Nekomaru. The elevator was probably broken by that.
I don't even need to press it.
Thanks to that, Nekomaru wasn't able to go to Grape Tower, which was supposed to be the meetup point. So he tried going over to Strawberry Tower, just like we did when we found out the elevator was broken. Well, it's obvious he'd attempt that. At that time, he didn't know the two towers were the exact same place. Also, the button in Strawberry Hall wasn't broken, so he was easily able to enter Strawberry Tower. But surprise! Gundam was waiting for Nekomaru's arrival.
Hold on. If Nekomaru didn't go to Strawberry Tower, what would the killer have done then?
Their plan was a balancing act of uncertainties. But even if they failed, they probably wouldn't have minded. They can just greet everyone the next morning as if nothing happened, and come up with a different plan.
And, without such a risky plan, they wouldn't have been able to lure him at all.
Are you doing the closing argument or not?
I'm going to continue summarizing the case, okay? Through this, Gundam successfully lured Nekomaru to Strawberry Tower. There's no way he could fight head-on with the robotic Nekomaru, so by pressing the goodnight button, he rendered Nekomaru powerless without fighting him.
Hold on! What did you just say? That I didn't battle?
What's wrong with that?
Don't mess with me! Don't mess with me! I cannot ignore those words!
Why are you angry all of a sudden?
You fools do not understand! You don't understand at all! Ah! You make me laugh! After all this time, you still don't understand anything at all!
I don't understand anything. What does that mean?
It appears I cannot finish just
yet. What's going on here? When Nagito does the final summary, they don't freaking listen. But when I do the final summary, they're like, oh, fine, back.
Maybe I'm just a human destined for hell. However, I cannot finish just yet. I cannot finish!
What do you intend to do?
It's obvious! I'm going to destroy your illusory assumption!
Are you saying you still have more? You still have room to argue?
Your words. You said I pressed Nekomaru's goodnight button. However, that button was on the back of Nekomaru's neck. To press it, I'd have to get behind him.
Or you could just use your hands. They really showed that your hands can press buttons. You still have to go around and go boop, and then you go.
It's not easy to get the drop on Coach Neck.
It's even more difficult if it's a one-on-one situation.
Just as I thought, truly frail. Succumbing so easily to this simple argument, it was just a mere illusion.
What was that?
If you want to set me up as the killer, at least surpass your own human limitation.
That's wrong, Gundam. You're the one who's wrong.
Such a wonderful line. However, I cannot say that I'm satisfied. Listen well. I shall teach you 2 tips for making someone admit their defeat. First, you must crush them with your own overwhelming power. And as for the other, you must provide a reason that will persuade that human. You have not fulfilled either of those yet.
I sure don't want in a minute. And if you requested for an argument that you have no choice but to be persuaded. Before I start this, is it control reload?
I won't let you! For the Tanaka Empire! Wither! Crushed as David prophesized! I won't let you! For the Tanaka Empire! Wither! Crushed as David prophesied! Show me the cadaver! I won't let you! For the Tanaka Empire! Wither! Crushed as David prophesied! I won't let you! For the Tanaka Empire! Wither! Crushed as David prophesied! For the Tanaka Empire! I won't let you! For the Tanaka Empire! Wither! It's Nekomaru's back. Do you really think I can get behind him so easily? Show me the cadaver! Amen! You weakling! There's pressure. Show me the cadaver! So it's Nekomaru's back. Do you really think I can get behind? This is the end!
It's because you got these freaking 4 hamsters taking to the cave, buddy. Go press the button and then
Even if you didn't get behind him, you should have been able to press the button on the back of his neck. As long as you had the power of the hamsters you keep with you.
Oh? Are you seriously saying he used his hamsters to press the button on the back of Nekomaru's neck?
Yes.
Of course that'd be impossible for a normal hamster, but it would have been possible for Gundam. In fact, we saw that with our very own eyes, right?
Exactly. Sort of right here.
Now that you mention it, after Ibuki was killed in the music venue, one of Gundam's hamsters retrieved the piece of wallpaper from the baton lighting, right? Hey, with your friends and their exceptionally smart brains, it must have been possible to secretly get one of them behind Mechamaru and press the button on the back of his neck.
How about it, Gundam?
Not just myself, but you actually brought up how splendid my subordinates are. I have no recourse but to admit it.
Admit it? Did you say you admit it?
It appears I've obtained a one-way ticket to hell. Fine! Then you must trample me underfoot and advance. Victory can only be built upon a foundation of corpses. You cannot find peace without sacrifice anywhere. Now, trample this life. Trample it as though it were mere trash on the side of the road. Pull the curtain strings of this worthless performance with your own 2 hands.
Yeah, there we go. Okay. I was going to be freaking upset if I couldn't do my closing argument. I was about to be upset. Maybe set the lounge parts alarm. We've been allowed since early morning. That was 3 Kiko, but that's none of these. Trying to think you could see Nekomaru. We didn't have any of these. Nekomaru's weakness. Okay, that's the hamster. Press the button. The wire wrap on Nekomaru's feet. There, the doorknob. That's right after leaving the tower. Some a lot of stuff. Don't have a order to take up on the tower, don't have that yet. Yeah, that's a lounge. Okay. Find Nekomaru's wall, we'll do that. Frick. So I was like, oh, the killer pressed the button. No. The other one was, top 2, okay, so it's the very end, so let's go a little bit ahead. Weapon was behind the hammer. Destroy that. Here we go. Final one. How many more do we have left? We only have 2 more. Never mind. I'm happy I was able to do this. I was about to do like a freaking Nagito if you paid for one thing I liked about this question. I'm about to piss off. I think this is the final 2. Yes. Here, I'm gonna do my little thing. So we got him and you were like, oh, I'm gonna frick with everything. I'm gonna promise. Yeah, we got it. And I was like, oh, I gotta go to frickin' this. And then we go. It's there the whole time. And he went, and then the alarm, he said, from here. Now with the alarm. And I go, okay, saw him at like 5 in the morning. And he was like, okay, I'm gonna go participate in this. He's like, oh, what the frick are you doing here? And he's like, oh, I'm about to make a seat. And he took his hamstring over and popped the button, and then he got him in the and then he went over, he took him, tied him all up, and he put the door on. I was like, oh, I'm freaking sweet, I don't know what's going on. And then after that, he broke all this, and then of course, he pressed the button and called on the elevator, so he could get him in there. Just went to hammer here, because I can't actually do weapon. Wasn't tied it up, because I was freaking pointless. This whole thing went off, and all 3 met up, and oh frick, I was freaking turned off. And he woke up, and like, oh frick, what's going on here? And then that broke off, he was like, ah, I'm about to die, and then he hit the door. And he crashed all that, what the frick just happened? And that's it. Way back over to here. Once we get over here, the right page eventually. Take that with that there's it.
Here's everything that happened in this case. Let's first go over the many tricks the killer prepared before they committed the crime. First, they destroyed the contact elevator. This separated Nagito and the others in Strawberry House from our group in Grape House. Next, they lured Nekomaru out by himself by turning back all the clocks in the funhouse by 2 hours. Additionally, in order to secure an alibi, the killer went to the Strawberry House lounge and set the wall clock's alarm to 5:30 a.m. After finishing their preparations, the killer went to Strawberry Tower with the necessary tools in hand. They obtained these tools from the Octagon, which you can enter once you clear the final dead ring. This means the killer discovered the secret of the funhouse faster than anybody else. That secret being, Strawberry House and Grape House are actually the same building. On the morning of the incident, Nekomaru woke up and headed over to Grape Tower for a specific reason. There, Fuyuhiko, who was at the lounge by coincidence, witnessed Nekomaru. According to Fuyuhiko's testimony, that was around 5 a.m., but by that point, the killer had already messed with our perception of time. In actuality, Fuyuhiko witnessed Nekomaru at 7 a.m. That's also the same time Monokuma Tai Chi begins. Nekomaru went to Grape Tower to participate in that. However, because the contact elevator was broken, Nekomaru was unable to go to Grape Tower. So he decided to try going to Strawberry Tower. But the killer was waiting for him there. With the power of hamsters, they were able to press the good night button on the back of Nekomaru's neck. This forced him to enter sleep mode, rendering him immobile. From there, the killer began preparing to use the ultimate weapon. First, they set the alarm in Nekomaru's chest to 7:30 a.m. so he'd wake up. Then they tied him up with a metal wire, tied the tip of the wire into a loop, and hung it on the doorknob. After leaving Strawberry Tower, the killer then destroyed the door button to Strawberry Hall. They did this to keep us from entering Strawberry Tower, and to keep us from discovering the secret of the building structure that they used to kill Nekomaru. Then, they used the secret octagon passageway to travel to Grape House. After arriving at Grape Hall, they pressed the button to open the door to the tower. When that happened, the elevator-like floor of the tower began descending, and Nekomaru's body was still inside, dangling upside down in midair from the wire. The killer entered Grape Tower to see if their setup was successful, and placed a hammer on the floor to look like the weapon then wrapped a chain around the back door. This was done to make us falsely believe we couldn't enter the tower from Strawberry Hall. With this, the killer finished their setup and tried to go back to their room using the secret passage, so they could craft their alibi when Nekomaru died from the fall. But something unexpected happened. Fuyuhiko, who saw Nekomaru earlier, was still at the lounge. As a result, the killer couldn't return to their room, and with no options available, time ran out. The lounge's wall clock alarm started ringing at 5:30. Well, actually 7:30. To avoid a worst-case scenario, the killer was forced to appear in front of Fuyuhiko with the others. When the wall clock's alarm rang, that was also the same time Nekomaru was waking up. He woke up while he was still hanging upside down, so he couldn't help but sway his body powerfully. Originally, the loop of wire was only supposed to slip off the doorknob, but because there was a heavier load than expected, the doorknob ended up breaking. Nekomaru fell from the 4th floor all the way to the 1st floor. He crashed into the pillar, which decapitated him on impact, and died. The sound of Nekomaru's impact echoed throughout the funhouse. However, by this point, the killer's plan was about to fail, thanks to the broken doorknob and Fuyuhiko. Meaning, the killer is someone who wouldn't have heard the alarm if they were in the deluxe room. They also wouldn't have been able to return to their guest room, because Fuyuhiko was at the lounge. That someone is Gundam Tanaka. I can't think of anyone else but you.
And that's that. Chapter 4 done. Let's go to the execution. Chapter 5.
That was splendid. For a mere human, you did quite well.
Stop. Stop it already. Stop using weird words to avoid the truth. Or I'll friggin' kill you myself!
I cannot believe it. I just cannot believe. You killed Nekomaru? I cannot believe something like that.
You don't wish to forgive me? Do you feel regret? Then finish it! Cast your impure votes for Gundam Tanaka! My beloved, deadly foes, let the voting time begin!
Okay, I don't know why you're so freaking confident right now, because you're about to get executed. I bet you my score was terrible. It's 79, 93, 87, 78, 91, 79, 193, 87. Yeah, B. Didn't do the best, to be honest. Didn't really do the best in this class trial.
This result isn't all that exciting. Now then, please pull the...
Yep.
Please? Crap! I bit my...
We already know what he's about to say. Pull the lever, cast your vote, and we already know who everybody's gonna vote for. It's gonna be freaking Gundam. There you go. We've been flying through these freaking chapters. We beat chapters 3 and 4 in like 2-3 days. It took me like 2 days to beat both chapters 3 and 4. I'm starting to freaking fly through these chapters. Jesus. Even if I bit my tongue again, so I'll speak slowly. Getting from the results, get it correct once again. Getting 4 in a row without any mistakes is a splendid achievement. That's right, the one who killed Robot Nekomaru in the Amazing Funhouse was Gundam Tanaka.
Nice!
Hey, I said all that without biting my tongue.
Now then.
Decided to kill her. Let's do the execution right and get this over with. Hold on. It's true the class trial is finished, but that doesn't mean the incident is over. Can't finish it until we hear from Gundam.
Jeez.
Remember what he says won't change a thing. Well, I have no right to stop you either, so do whatever you like.
Follow my
I want to talk to the one who is lost. The one who leaves. It will just be unnecessary for me to keep saying.
Listen well.
To say something. That's what I would like to say, but for honor's sake, I shall correct one thing. Correct?
How pitiful.
I said I made Nekomaru powerless without fighting him. That, however, is a great mistake. Huh?
Fine.
Nekomaru did fight, that is no mistake. Because he fought, he lost and died.
Damn it!
Lost and died.
This,
He
too,
was just
must
trying
be
to
the
cling to
will
life.
of
There are many ways he
causality.
could have done so. However, he did not allow that.
You.
What do you mean, explain? Fine, then I shall reveal it all.
Let's make
When the
history.
final dead room, I discovered the secret of the funhouse and devised a killing plan utilizing that secret. By tampering with all the clocks in the building, I succeeded in luring Nekomaru to the tower. And this is what happened. Nakamura and I were alone in the tower, standing face to face with one another. I should say I expected as much as from Nakamura. He sensed my subtle killing intent, and instantly understood the situation. And we had ourselves a stare down. In a situation, if he wanted to run away, it would have been easier for him to do so. He would have run away or even called for help, but he did not turn his back to me. Instead, he chose a fight that risked his life and death. A fight that risked life and death.
Let me tell you.
He was serious too. He gave it his all to try to kill me. Huh? If I had died instead, the mystery surrounding the case would have been even more complicated. We would never know why I, the victim, went to the tower by myself.
I can see it!
We would know that the victim, me, was actually the one who planned the whole thing.
Could it be?
Nakamura really did that?
Sensing even my subtle killing intent, as expected of you, Nekomaru.
The scorching, stinging, tense atmosphere. I've been a team manager for so long, I've nearly forgotten this. This is great! What a comforting atmosphere!
That's a great one.
And what is your reason? Do you intend to resolve this situation by killing me?
I am the Warlock, Gundam Tanaka! Heroes, Lords of Darkness, and even the gods themselves flee from me! I do not cling to any trivial reason. I'm simply going to kill you because your very existence is an annoyance!
You'll drench your soul with evil until the bitter end! Splendid! In response to your spirit, I won't go waste your breath!
Nekomaru!
Once again, we're running out of time.
That
I don't
is...
want this episode to get too long. I don't want it to get 2 hours long, so we're gonna kind of skip ahead. You're right, we're all friends. Why can't you stop this? Even if both sides agreed, it was still wrong. Not argue. I must say this. The point of living this way.
You weakling!
Okay. But hurry up and go to the execution, so...
If you flinch, you will die!
Episode.
Let me act.
Okay, I really could not care to know a little bit about this.
You.
I really could care less about you, Gundam. Let me just hurry this up. I never really read these final things after the trial. It's like, I got it. For a special punishment for the ultimate breeder, Gundam Tanaka.
Please wait!
Wait, this is just too much. Tanaka, please help Gundam.
Huh?
Sonia.
I beg of you!
How pitiful.
Sonia, that is unrefined to stopping a man from going to his death. Not befit a noble such as yourself. Gundam. Kind of started for deals with real fright. Yes, I do not mind, however.
What is it, my four dark devas of destruction? Are you worried about me? Oh, my feared four dark devas of destruction. That is not like you at all. However, there is no need to fear. In this world, I am only a temporary visitor. I was simply visiting for a moment, and now that my duty is complete, I must return to the darkness. That is why, until the very end, pride, conceit, courage, insolence, fearful of nothing, daunted by nothing. Let us laugh uproariously! That is gun open sesame pan!
Let's give it everything we've got! It's punishment time!
Here we go. Let me see what kind of punishment this is. The last punishment was freaking trash, so hopefully this one's good. Okay, game over. Gundam Tanaka has been found guilty. Time for the punishment. Here we go. The last punishment sucks, so this better be good. What's going on here? Stampede. Oh, he's gonna get ran over. He's about to get ran over by a bunch of animals. Oh, what are you trying to do here, Gundam? No? Sorry, buddy, that's not gonna work. You're really trying there. But yeah, here's the thing, yeah, it didn't work. That did not work at all. That did not work even in the slightest bit. You failed drastically. First off, that's cap. You expect somebody to kill you expect somebody who murdered somebody to then God be like, hey, you committed a murder and you died because of it. Come on up to heaven. No, you're going down to hell. You're going right down to hell. Gundam, no. Even after Gundam is gone, the spirit of his parting words still linger deep in our chests. Don't give up on life. Did I misunderstand what he meant? Then what's the right thing to do? I don't know. No matter how much I think about it, I don't know if I'll ever be able to answer that.
Damn it.
Damn it, damn it! So pissed off and you throw something.
Damn it!
Spend so much time worrying about each other, and thanks to that, things end up like this. I'm full of crap, every last one of you. The biggest piece of crap is me.
Worst.
Damn it, why am I so weak?
Oh,
Such a downer, clearly. But still, even when we feel this way, we still gotta do our very best.
you are right.
This time around, we must move forward. We must continue to live and believe in our friends. If not,
You are right.
then will most likely crawl his way out of hell, and I presume he will be very cross with us. You're right. You're right. We shouldn't just stand here. I mean, it's not like this is over. We still have to do it. We still have to finish this. For the sake of our friends who have died, we need to finish this once and for all. So, don't just stand there. Stand up and walk. Move forward. Live. If you don't, everyone who fought and died will have died in vain. We can't allow that.
Hey!
Why are
Hey!
you guys gonna stand around chattering? The last trial is over, so it's okay for you to hurry back over to Jabrock Island. Or the killing school trip will proceed as usual, so make sure you know that.
Wait!
Hold on. How much longer are you gonna keep doing this? Seriously, how long is he going to keep doing this? How long is this going to continue?
Now then.
Alright, after feeling down for so long, you feel like you feel refreshed. Let's hurry back and eat some food.
Hey, hey!
Hold on a sec, that mood shift is too damn fast.
It's not like
I know,
that.
it's like Gundam Nekomaru said. That's what it means to live, right? Yeah, she's certainly something else. Seriously, I'm starving.
Hey, hey.
Let's go back for now and eat. And then after we're full, let's sleep as much as we want.
Right?
And then let's do our best again. Yeah, you're right. With this, the class trial has come to an end, and once again we return to Jabrock Island. The size of our group has definitely diminished. Despite that, even if it was just the rest of us, we did our best to stay upbeat and have fun together. Of course, the optimism was only superficial. But at that moment, we were able to forgive about the darkness barreling before us. However, the only thing I was worried about was him. He wasn't there. He suddenly disappeared from our sight. Who? Nagito? Yep, I'm definitely lucky. I expected to obtain so many valuable things from a simple game of Russian roulette. And that I was able to learn the identity of the our true enemy. Ooh, before anyone else too. This is too funny. I mean, no one could tell that I was lying. No way the file had just Hajime's information.
Well,
Yes, they were too busy with other matters, or maybe they've reached their limit. Regardless, I was saved. Things would get complicated if they found out. Anyway, can't forgive this.
damn it.
Should never be forgiven. There's no way I can let this run loose. I'll be the one who stops this once and for all, even if it costs me my life.
It's obvious.
For the sake of hope, I can't ignore this. Also, you know who it is? Hey, Nagito, can you maybe tell me?
Monokuma
Hey, can you
appears!
tell me? I'd like to know. Alright, Monokuma's arrived. Who summoned me?
Now then.
Thanks for coming.
What's this?
It's the only little Nagito. Are you all
What's the
connected?
matter?
What's up? Your face looks scary. See, so you can tell. Perhaps you found out who the traitor is. You know me well.
Wow.
That's what I'd like to say, but unfortunately I haven't learned that yet. See, so even you don't know. It looks like the final showdown is going to take a little more time.
Hello.
Why you summoned me anyway? Were you finally going to confess your
Hey.
love? I summoned you because there's something I really need to ask you. It's about the special prize from the final dead room. Yeah, what about it? There's information about 16 people in the file I received. Isn't that weird?
Say what?
That's weird.
You don't even
There's a traitor
know?
from the Future Foundation hiding among us, right? Including that person, total number of students would be 16, right?
Isn't that
Files
right?
contain documents that were created at Hope's Peak
Of
Academy, right?
course!
Right, I just reused the stuff that the former headmaster spent a lot of time making.
But
The file even contained information about the traitor. Is that person also a former student of Hope's Peak Academy?
Who knows?
I wonder.
hey,
Could it be? Is this your doing? Did you use false information to the file? Trying to keep us from learning the traitor's identity by obtaining this information? What's wrong with that? It's my job to heat things up. It's okay if I do something small like that, right?
well,
That's not my point.
right?
The point is you already know who the traitor is. What's wrong with that?
You're getting all
You're
riled
screaming
up!
saying who the traitor was all along. Even though I know who it is, why do you think I ignored it on purpose? It's like bombing me after using your magic stick. The traitor existence means absolutely nothing to me. Her existence means nothing, huh?
No,
That's just how I feel.
no!
I'm sure you guys feel somewhat different. After all, that person is the evil Future Foundation wacky who's putting you guys through this awful stuff. It's not entirely true. I didn't really come here to fight or anything like that. Instead, I came here to offer my cooperation, you know?
Huh?
Cooperation?
Hey,
Your purpose is to fill everyone on this island with despair, right? That's why you're intentionally letting the traitor do as they please, right?
Yep.
Yep. If that's the case, I might be able to cooperate somewhat too.
Right?
However, in exchange, I want to know who the traitor is. See, interesting, very interesting.
No.
Obviously, that's a big no-no.
Unbelievable.
I want to make everyone in your group feel despair. That includes you too.
Well,
I know you would say that. Besides, I just won't be able to handle the sadness when you inevitably betray me later on. Just as I thought, you saw right through me.
you're right.
No matter what situation I find myself in, my core way of thinking will never change. In order to create absolute hope that shines brightly, a step player such as myself in despair exists. You're right. Your true behavior of hope after all. I'm gonna say that belief reminds me of that person for some reason.
Huh?
Reminds you? I don't know who you're talking about, but if someone as worthless as me reminds you of some other person, you'd be extremely unlucky.
Like...
That's just unlucky, right? I mean the fact that you've even involved in something like this.
Well,
Am I actually think I'm very lucky?
Say what?
Huh?
you don't
I
know?
say that coming across as much despair is a rather rare opportunity. I can't rely on anyone on this island, and that's why I have come to be the one who does it. If I can eliminate despair from this island, I won't be a step player anymore. I'll become a true hope. An existence that can be called the ultimate hope. If you're like, you definitely remind me of him.
Hey,
There's one more thing I want to ask you.
see?
Who are you waiting for on this island? Huh? I feel like I'm right again. You're definitely waiting for someone on this island. Is the person you're waiting for already on this island?
Hey,
Well, answer my question. If that's the case, if that person's already on this island, that'd be exciting. Okay. Daily clock checkup. Time. We have left. Oh frick, we only have 5.5 days until something happens. Something about to frickin' go down in 5.5 days. Okay. There you have it, Chapter 4, The Ultimate Robot Stream of Clockwork, and Chapter 4 done. Just like that, we only have 2 chapters remaining, and only 7 people remaining. Which means since there's one more, killing chapter left in Chapter 5, it means we're probably going to end the game with 5 characters in total. Who are the 2 people that are going to die in Chapter 5? I don't know. There's a chain of present. Hellhound earring. Nice. I'd love to save my progress. I'm going to leave this episode of Danganronpa 2 Goodbye Despair here. Like I said earlier in this video, we've been flying through these chapters. In about 2 days, I beat Chapter 3 and Chapter 4. That's crazy. Freaking 2 days? So that means in the next episode of Danganronpa, we're going to be starting off Chapter 5. The second to last chapter of the game, and see what the new island will look like, who might be the next victim, and who the Blackened might end up being, and what their execution may be. And anyways, I'm going to leave this episode here. Hope you guys did enjoy. If you guys did, make sure you guys like this video. If you guys have been enjoying my videos lately, make sure you hit the subscribe button down below. Keep in mind, it's totally free. You can unsubscribe at any time, and it'll help me get to 100 subscribers as soon as possible. And as always, I will see you guys in the next one.